It finally happened. We're finally a real podcast. Over 2 years into the show, we at long last have a lost episode. So take two, right back where we left off. We recorded Maltese Falcon a couple weeks ago, and we're going to record it again.
Mm-hmm. Did you, before we get real into it, did you check like in the crack of the car, like where the seat is? I lose a lot of things there.
I should have. Yeah, I was pretty tired on my way home from that recording, so I might have just dropped all the data right between the in the cup holder somewhere. I don't know. I haven't really checked that hard.
The gap between like this where the buckle is and where the cup holder is, it's just too wide. The data could have slipped right down there.
Yeah, I have one of those like pads that you put in between so that nothing falls down there. You got to invest in one of those.
I mean, it would have saved us all a lot of time.
Yeah.
I know. I feel like every podcast is going to say this, but I feel like that was like a really good episode. I felt really good about that one.
I felt bad because I like that one a lot. And I know you mentioned this is one of your favorite movies. And I'm like, oh, man, I don't think I could do it as well a second time. I saw that movie a few weeks ago. I'm not going to remember all the details.
Yeah, I hope you remember enough for a 1 minute plot summary because I am going to make you do it again. But that's coming later. First off, as you know, I don't know how to start the podcast. I also don't know how to save the podcast to my PC. So it'll either be a quick explanation for why we're all going to be sort of being like, oh, yeah, we said that last time over and over again for the next, 45 minutes, let's say, or something along the lines of welcome to Late the Movies. My name is Ben Holt, actually, and this is a podcast where my friends and I get to talk about the Maltese Falcon over and over again, like some kind of weird Groundhog Day scenario. And usually we'll pick a movie that either I or a guest hadn't seen before and really should have by now. This week, it's Maltese Falcon. It's continuing and now ending Bird Month. Originally recorded as, I think, the third episode for Bird Month, but now it's the last one, closing it out with a bang. Because a lot of people get shot in this one. So, sure. Anyway,
we could have been the Thanksgiving Day special.
So it was supposed to come out the week of Thanksgiving, and then on Thanksgiving is when I was going to put out the special. But then I lost this episode, so I put the special out on just, as that week's episode instead.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
It was going to be one of those weird overachieving months where there's like 3 episodes in an 8-day span.
Oh, you flew too close to the sun.
I did. I got completely Icarus. It's Bird Month, and I should have known what happens when I try and put on wings,
Yes.
I end up having to feature a Garfield special as a main episode of the feed.
Oh, no.
Wow.
That's a tough hit.
It's a tough hit. Anyway, that's last week's episode. This episode, which we've already recorded, I don't know. Have you watched anything since the last time you talked about Maltese Falcon?
Yeah, I haven't. But last time I had mentioned something that I'll mention again, but better now. I actually saw the whole Super Mario Bros. Movie because I had only seen part of it last time. I watched it because my daughter has gotten really into Super Mario Odyssey, and she was really excited to hear that Mario had a movie. And it is very okay. But after watching it, I can confirm I think it's a huge success. I cannot even watch 5 seconds of that movie without being like, wow, I really want to play Mario.
Oh, yeah. I guess that's fair.
Which,
that's what they're going for.
Quality, that is all they were going for.
Is Ren more into video game Mario or animated Mario? Because the lack of voice acting, I feel like for some kids might be a bit of a barrier in the actual games.
More into the game. She didn't know anything other than the games. Like she just knew Mario was a game character. I was like, hey, he has a movie. So she was like super hyped. And the movie starts and she's like, who's the green guy? I was like, oh, that's his brother, Luigi. She's like, oh, okay. And she's like, what are they doing? I'm like, they're plumbers. And she's like, why? And I was like, yeah, that's lost a little bit in the video game.
Yeah, I feel like more than any other 3D Mario, Odyssey might have the least to do with plumbing. So,
yes, I did warn her ahead of time. I was like, Cappy, the magic hat is not going to be in this movie. I can almost guarantee you. But she was okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not going to be able to turn into a T-Rex or anything during this one, probably.
It has the same plot as Super Mario Odyssey for the most part.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if all Mario games just have that plot now, where Bowser's just trying to marry Peach. So it worked out
to one extent or another, sure. Yeah, he's a very possessive dude. There's different iterations, but essentially he's got Peach. Mario has to go get her. Is always the plot. Sometimes he's trying to marry her. Sometimes he's convinced Bowser Jr. that Peach is Bowser Jr.'s like biological mother. I don't know. That's Mario Sunshine. It's a pretty weird game.
One thing, Chris Pratt's voice, not that it wasn't that detracting. I mean, the movie's nothing super special, so I guess that helps. But it was fine. They also had like a pretty good cast, and I'm really wondering if they just kind of get the pick of whoever they want. Like, do you just call someone up and be like, "Hey, you want to be fucking Luigi?" And people probably just like, "Yeah, I definitely want to be Luigi," right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, there's voice actors out in the world that do a great job, but they don't get to star in movies anymore. It's pretty much just these people. It's the same people. Speaking of Garfield, Chris Pratt's going to voice Garfield in a major motion picture soon too.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's really weird
because he gets every job.
Yes,
that doesn't mean he should take every job.
I think he likes money.
Oh, that's sad. I really wish he liked Mario and not money, but that's okay.
He didn't even take money for this movie. He just got paid in video games. He's like, no, you know what? This means too much to me. I can't accept money. I can't sully this project with commerce.
I can't let capitalism ruin this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. But more on topic, have you been able to watch anything, Ben? I know you said you haven't had as much time, but
yeah. So we're recording the day after Thanksgiving. It's a Black Friday special, and on Thanksgiving yesterday had just like we finished renovating the basement, got the like surround speakers set up and stuff, and I broke in the new system with what is hopefully a new Thanksgiving tradition. Me and my sister watched Bram Stoker's Dracula, the 1992 adaptation by Francis Ford Coppola. Little loved at by contemporary reviewers, but bonkers and very, very good movie that features the worst accent work ever, probably in a major motion picture from Keanu Reeves. But it works for some reason. It's so weird. And this is because I just like on a whim a couple weeks ago started listening to the audiobook of Dracula. One of the ones on Audible has Alan Cumming and Tim Curry in it in the voice cast.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and so I finished that audiobook. Hadn't gone through Dracula probably like since high school or college. Great time, super fun. If it wasn't for the audiobook, I probably would feel like it drags more than it does. So Dracula's all written in, letters, diary entries, newspaper articles, ripped out and pasted in people's journals, shit like that. So it really lends itself to an audiobook because it's just, whichever character is like the first person character for this section, that's who voices that section, which is
cool. Yeah.
Which sometimes with audiobooks, it's hard to keep your place. But anytime a new character starts talking, they say their name and what the date is, which is like how every audiobook should be.
Oh, that's awesome.
The movie's awesome, and they changed so many things, including like most of the central relationships and motives for most of the main characters. So it's funny that he called it Bram Stoker's Dracula. Anyway, that's what I watched.
We downloaded Violent Night, so I'm excited to watch that.
Nice.
Oh, sorry. We bought Violent Night. I'm excited to watch it.
You downloaded it after buying it from iTunes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
didn't want to have to like use your Wi-Fi, so you just downloaded it. Makes sense.
That's right. Yeah.
We are doing Christmas movies next month, so the next episode will be a Christmas one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to talk about the movie?
I'm ready.
Our first attempt at this did go about an hour and 45 minutes. I don't see any reason for us to do that again.
Okay.
We'll see. Anyway, okay, let's do it. Maltese Falcon, 1941, Humphrey Bogart, John Huston's directorial debut. We went a lot deeper into all of that context last time, but we're not going to this time. I'm sorry.
You should have listened then.
You should have been in the room.
You should have been live with us.
Yeah.
Live from Greg's couch.
There is a baby monitor in the room. You could have hacked it.
I hope not.
Greg, do you want to give us a 1-minute plot summary?
I will try.
All right.
Okay, so our movie starts off in our detective's office. Sam Spade and his partner, who I can't remember his name, it's not super important. A woman comes in, tells them a story about someone who's stalking her, and they agree to try to follow him. The partner ends up getting killed, and things just kind of unravel quickly from there. Sam just takes his partner's name off the window. He goes back to the woman who is named.
Yep.
What a name. And thanks for the help. And he realizes she's lying about what's going on. He ends up being introduced into some other characters who are coming looking for the Maltese Falcon. He ends up agreeing to kind of help all these different people look for this thing. But it's unclear who he's going to side with. People are dying while people are searching for this bird statue. Eventually it shows up at Sam's door. He doesn't actually find it. It just kind of arrives. He confronts all these thieves, tells them he has it, and is trying to work out a deal with them. He comes to a deal. It turns out the Falcon is fake, and he turns them all into the police, and it's unclear if that was his plan the whole time. And they all get arrested, and he kind of just goes on with his detective stuff. The end.
Yeah, pretty much. He makes out, I think, with $600 at the end of it, something like that, which is a lot of money in 1941. So this is a Dashiell Hammett novel. This is our second Dashiell Hammett adaptation after Whodunit Month, where we did The Thin Man. That's a comedy. This is not. The central character, Nick Charles, in that one is like a charming, kind of impish, maybe more scampish kind of cad, but everybody loves him. Sam Spade's just kind of an asshole.
He's a dick.
Yeah, he's a dick. Whatever happens to him, the funny thing about him is that he constantly is acting as though things are going the exact way he expected them to, even though it seems like he's sort of just not actually getting what he really wants and then just being like, that's what I wanted all along.
Yeah, I don't want to say he's just bumbling along because he's not clueless. Like, he has ideas, but he doesn't find the thing in the end. It just shows up. And he seems like he had no idea.
The wrong thing, but
he would have not found this thing.
Yeah.
He doesn't even really look for it ever. Or he seemingly has no idea where this thing is.
Yeah, things seem to just be happening to him the whole time.
He ends up as the middleman between between what ends up being the group with Gutman and Cairo. And I didn't want to just say the Gunsel because I forgot Wilmer. Wilmer. And who they have a buyer or something, whereas O'Shaughnessy, Mary Astor's character, the femme fatale, she knows where the thing is. And neither side trusts each other, so he's sort of in the middle, kind of brokering, okay, I know how to get the thing to you, and you know how to get the thing and turn it into money, so I'll be in the middle helping you guys work this out. And that's kind of all he does. He doesn't, like you said, personally do much in the way of tracking it down, more just tracking down people a couple times, but for the most part, he sort of just sits around and people walk into his office and give him plot information.
Yes. The first couple times, I think, where he says like that he can get the thing, he has no idea where it is either.
No, he's just lying to everyone. So
he's he's confident.
He's very confident. Yeah. When you said you wouldn't say he's necessarily bumbling from one thing to another. What he's doing is he's like really good at adapting, and he really, really only cares about himself and has like a really acute sense of self-preservation.
Yes,
That sounds
I love. What was that? What?
Oh, yeah, that sounds accurate.
Yes, I love when his partner is killed in the first what, like 10 minutes of the movie. What is his partner's name? I can't
Yeah,
remember. He's
Miles
Miles. Yeah,
Archer, but
and
they just call him Miles pretty much the whole movie.
yeah, and as soon the next morning after he goes into the office and he tells his receptionist, assistant, whatever you want to call her,
Yeah.
like have the window guy come, scrape Miles' name off the window, move Miles' desk out of the office. I wanted to just say Sam Spade on the window. And I was like, wow.
Yep. He's cold, man. He doesn't even give a shit about his
He gives zero
partner.
shits about his
Unt-
partner dying.
Until at the end where he uses it as justification to get away from this lady who's he's correct in saying probably is going to kill him.
Yes.
um
His partner
it's
does
good.
is kind of. I mean, you don't get a lot of info on him, but his one interaction with O'Shaughnessy, his partner seems like a creep.
To be fair, there's two interactions. You just don't know that the other interaction is with O'Shaughnessy until Sam at the end is like, "You obviously shot him. He wouldn't have
Yes.
been happy when he died if it wasn't you." I don't know if that's really a forensic analysis that holds up, but whatever, it worked.
Yeah. Um. But yeah, I like the his character. I was a little worried going into this one because it's black and white and kind of old, and even when it starts off like I don't want to say I don't know the right way to put it, but the dialogue is just a little bit different on a movie like this where it's a bit older. You know what I mean? Even the way the characters talk and things like that. Um, so at first I was a little nervous. I was like, "Ah, I don't think I'm gonna like this, but I liked his character a lot. He's just such an asshole. And it was fun kind of watching like him go through all this stuff. And I really like the way the dialogue is just like I don't want to say brief, but like to the point. Like the interactions, like
Snappy.
there's a yeah, it's snappy. There's a lot of scenes, like you said, of just people coming into the office talking to him. It's just like bum 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 bum, moving everything like forward the whole time, and that was really nice. I feel like nowadays in an Oscar movie, like that I'll watch around this time of the year, when two characters sit down and talk, the scene's gonna be like fucking 10 minutes. You know what I mean? And in
Yes.
this movie, it was like 30 seconds.
That definitely, I just think, is like a hallmark of indie movies, is especially like mumblecore movies. They're very talky and slow, and there's not a lot of action. This is actually, for the most part, the movie really is people in rooms talking to each other. It's just that they get to the point really quick, and then another person starts a different scene.
Yes. Yep.
And there's some good detective stuff in here too, and it is still noir. So you got the femme fatale, you got people going places and changing cabs and being followed. It's all happening,
Yep. A
but
lot of
it's
following,
good. A
guns,
lot of
a
following.
lot of guns.
And while Sam himself isn't funny, there are a decent amount of funny things that happen. I know one of the scenes that we talked about liking a lot the first time was when Joel Cairo makes his entrance
Oh, that
with
scene
his
is so good.
It's great.
with his gardenia scented business cards hailing his arrival. So we all know what that means. It's 1941, so we can't really put too much of an underline and fine point on it, but we all get it.
Joel Cairo is the best character in the movie.
Yeah.
The fact that like I still can't get over his name is Joel Cairo.
It's
And I
awesome.
feel like if you haven't seen this movie and you're picturing what Joel Cairo looks like, you probably got it right. You only need his name.
Yeah.
He's so
Yeah.
fancy.
He's a fancy dude.
I love as soon as he comes to the office, yeah, he takes out the gun and he's like, "Put your hands up! I'm searching your office or whatever." And Sam like fucking beats him up, goes through his wallet. He rifles through all passports, right? Like a whole bunch of different passports and like forms of ID that all say Joel Cairo on them. And the whole time I'm expecting him not to say this because like that can't really be his name, right? Is that like that doesn't sound? It sounds like such a fake name, you know? It's on all the things.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
like, no, it checks out. He's got 7 passports that all are made out to Joel Cairo. I know it's not
it's just,
7, but still.
he does have a lot, yeah.
It's a lot. Oh,
And
man.
then it's like right when he goes to they like end up not becoming friends, but they work out a deal right away. He basically tells him like, "Oh, I can get you the Falcon." He tells him he was he was going to search for it. He makes some reference like he's like, yeah, I might as well have tried because I could save like $5,000 if you just had it in your office. And then he gives him his gun back and he immediately holds him up again.
Yeah. And then he just laughs. He's like, you know what? Go for it. Why not?
Yeah, you got me.
You got me.
Search the office. I have no idea where this bird is. So,
yeah, it's great. And it's just great that everyone calls him Joel Cairo, full name, every time he's mentioned.
Yes.
You gotta, right?
You gotta do it.
I like to imagine there's a different Joel that they're confusing him with.
I like that the police are present through the whole thing, interacting with Sam, and every interaction he has with him, he's just being a total dick to them.
Yep.
Like, complete asshole.
The whole time, I feel like the police are just like, come on.
Just help us.
They're like, oh, this guy, we gotta go deal with this guy again.
I think it's Tom, maybe, is the one that's like kind of friendly with him, who's just like, listen, I'm just like, stop being a dick to my boss. Like, I can't really get into it, but can you just like tell us what's happening? And he's like, no, fuck you.
Fuck you, you suck.
Yeah, and I'm taking your fucking badge, throwing it out the window.
So ridiculous.
All the bureaucrats hate him so much, and they keep trying to arrest him. And he's like, try and arrest me. Fuck you.
Yeah, because he has the scene. Is it with the DA or something?
Yeah, there's like a 30-second scene that there's multiple characters that are only in this scene. And yeah, one I believe is the DA.
And he's like, as soon as he starts asking questions, he tells him to fuck off in a lot of words.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, you know what? I'll put the paperwork in for you to bring me to court right now, just to watch him laugh at you again.
Yes, it's something like that he says. It's so funny.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy sucks. So Dashiell Hammett spent some time in the Pinkertons, which is like a fun thing that people used to just, I spent some time in the Pinkertons and now I'm a famous novelist. Why not? What a dude. And while some of his characters are based on people he knew, he said that Sam Spade's based on what the agents he worked with thought they were at their best, which is maybe a backhanded compliment. Maybe, I mean, he wrote the book in 1930, so maybe it wasn't a backhanded compliment at the time, but it sure sounds like one now, considering we've been talking about how much this guy's an asshole for, a half hour. But
yeah, this guy sucks.
This guy sucks. But this is what they all aspire to be. Like, he gets the girl, but then decides like the job's more important, maybe. And justice is maybe what was important to him the whole time, but really he's just kind of gets to be a dick to everyone and do whatever he wants and get off scot-free plus $600 at the end of the day.
Yes, I think we forgot to mention too, after his partner's killed, you find out that he's having an affair with his partner's wife.
But he's also a dick to her.
Yes.
He does not like her.
Yeah, he can't be with her because of the partner. And then she's like, the partner's dead. Like, we can, and she comes to him and he's like, no. And he tells his office manager, be like, just keep her out of here.
Yeah.
I want nothing to do with her.
Yeah. It's weird because like they clearly were having like an actively ongoing affair, but the second the partner's dead, you can just be like, well, then it's not worth it. You can sense that kind of vibe from him.
Yeah. It's
like,
this isn't cool anymore.
Yeah.
He sucks so bad.
Yeah, this guy's the worst. Fun to watch, though.
Very fun to watch.
All the characters in this really are. I mean, we talked a lot about this the first time, and we focused a lot on Joel Cairo and Sam Spade. Gutman's great. Wilmer's great. Everyone's great.
Yeah, with Sam, I did keep expecting so I know we keep kind of making fun of him and everything like that, but he isn't a stupid character either. He doesn't seem to have any idea what's going on with this bird. He gives no hints at all that he would actually have any way of finding this thing, but he does kind of know what's going on with the people. I feel like he always knows when people are like not being totally honest with him, and he has a good read on all these other characters, which is kind of interesting. So he does kind of appear that he has some idea of what's going on. So I did keep expecting the whole time for there to be like almost like a twist or a reveal where like he kind of knew everything, but it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, that's fair.
I did expect it.
That is so. The other Dashiell Hammett we did during Whodunit month, most of the Whodunits end with, all right, the detective gathers all the main characters into one room and he laboriously explains what happens and then points a finger at someone at the end and the person jumps up to pull a gun, but all the other characters, subdue them and then they get arrested or whatever. But he's kind of just hanging out. All the main characters are collected at the end, but they sort of work it out.
Yeah.
And he stands in the background and kind of refuses to give money back and then kind of does. And then claims that, they tried to bribe me with this. You can have it, cops.
Yes. And in that scene where you would normally have him explain everything, he asks them instead. He's like, like, what happened with all of this? And they tell him what happened.
Yep.
Because he does not know.
No, he's really just along for the ride.
He is. It's really fun to watch.
Yeah. And that's, so you had asked me last time, if there's a definitive noir versus whodunit thing. And so that's one of the things, the detective sets everything right at the end. And in a noir, maybe nothing's set right. And the main character maybe lives with this, in this moral ambiguity and grayness for the rest of their lives. I also like that sometimes in a lot of noirs, the main character is sort of pulled along by forces beyond their control. And while that happens in this movie, Sam doesn't really care. It's not like it's ruining his life. He's sort of just
he enjoys the ride.
Yeah. He's not propelling it forward, but he also is just like, this will probably be over the next couple days. Then I'll just go do something else.
Yeah. He's like, maybe I'll make a couple $100 off this.
Yeah, he does.
I do like that they are a little open-ended where you don't know for real if he was planning on making a deal with the thieves or turning them in.
Right. Yeah.
Or if there was just
you never know.
What I think is he didn't know either. And it was just kind of how he felt in the moment.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair. And that it just was going to be what it was.
Yeah, because up until the moment where the Falcon ends up being fake and Gutman has that awesome it's fake.
We yelled that a lot last time.
It's fake. Up until that point, it seems like he's going in with the thieves to get all his money.
Yeah, 100%. I think.
And then
we said this last time, and it wasn't really a debate or anything because I think we were all on the same page. If that was the real Falcon, as much as he's probably right that he doesn't want these people to owe him anything or vice versa because they're dangerous and they kill people and he's seen that, I think he would have, for the prospect of that amount of money, he probably would have been like, yeah, let's see what happens. Go get that money.
I'll roll these dice.
Yeah. That's a lot of money that he was promised. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in 1941 money. So
yes. He doesn't seem like an overly cautious person either.
No.
Like even the job they take from O'Shaughnessy in the beginning, tailing the guy, she's saying he's really dangerous. They're just like, yeah, whatever. It's fine. We're not worried about that. She's like, he's got guns. He's dangerous. We're like, yeah, whatever. It's fine. I'm not too concerned about that. And the whole time he's kind of like that.
Yeah, he really doesn't care.
At one point, when Wilmer's leading him to Gutman, he just rips Wilmer's guns out of his like jacket for just to be a dick. Like this will be funny. Like,
it's great.
He gains nothing from that except he humiliates that guy a bit.
That is my
but he was
favorite
very dangerous.
The relationship between those two is my favorite part of this movie.
It's really good. And then,
so funny.
That part in particular is great because he's like, oh, this will get you in good with your boss. And you're like, oh, is he about to do something nice for Wilmer? Of course he's not. He walks in and he goes, yeah, this dumbass was waving the guns around in the street. And before, basically, and he's like, and a cop was about to bust him, but I talked him out of it. So you're welcome. Now you all owe me.
It's so funny because Wilmer is like a sociopathic murderer, and I kind of feel a little bad for him.
Yeah. Keep riding me, buddy.
It's just so bad. He's like an absolute dick to him. The whole
Yeah.
movie.
He's pretty fucked up to Wilmer. You're like, I don't know.
No reason either.
What is it?
For no reason either. He just picked him. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna be a dick to this guy.
Well, unfortunately, I think the reason is the outdated. I guess what we saw, it was what a sort of like bastardized version of a Yiddish word or something. That he was basically like, this guy's gay, so I'm going to try and like make him commit murder in broad daylight to get sentenced for murder or something.
Yes, yeah. He's so mean to that guy.
Yeah, potentially, he does keep calling him gay, basically, when he's making fun of him.
Yeah, and then I really liked in the end when he's like, "Yeah, we need a fall guy."
Oh, who could it be? Yeah, guess it could be you, maybe me. Oh, you know what's a great idea? Yeah. Oh, he's such a dick to Wilmer.
It's so funny.
He really is. I mean, I get it.
I like I also like O'Shaughnessy a lot too. I feel like all the conversations she has with Sam are always a little weird. I was kind of off put immediately when Sam does some mild sexual assault on her and is like kissing her.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Specifically in response to, "Oh, I don't have any money. What can I pay you with?" And he's like, "With this."
Yes.
Ugh.
little sexual assault is always nice in movies. But I like that because I didn't know what was going on with her because it is a mystery. So I'm trying to figure it out. And right from the beginning, you're very suspicious of her because she's lying. And I think this is probably the first like real noir movie I've seen. But I knew there is usually like a femme fatale or like some girl who's like got a lot going on. So I was like, I was really suspicious.
Yeah, that's fair. She's got a lot. She's got a lot of business to do.
Yes.
A whole bunch of business. I'm trying to think of other things that we were like insightful about last time that I don't want to lose out on, but I think I probably just have to let that dream go.
That last, I did so good. I felt like,
yeah, we did such a good job.
we did so good. Oh,
it's okay. It's okay.
So I didn't know anything about this movie going in. I had never seen it. Honestly, I don't even know if I had heard of this movie.
Okay.
It's a bit old, but every time you mentioned it, all I could think of was the Millennium Falcon, and I was like, is this like also like going to be like Star Wars? It's going to be budget Han Solo in the Maltese Falcon, and I was really hyped because it starts with a crawl with all the text about the Maltese Falcon.
It does, yeah. It has a Star Wars intro, and immediately starts talking about a ship. Oh, but no, unfortunately, not that. No space combat is in this one.
Honestly, I think that crawl is the only part of this movie that didn't work really well for me. And obviously, it's not a big deal. It's the first 15 seconds of the movie where it's just like this crawl explaining the Maltese Falcon, which was fine at the time when I saw it. Because like, oh, okay, cool. I probably need to know all this. This is what the thing in the movie, like they're going to be trying to get probably.
Sure.
But then the first time he meets Gutman explains it all, but like in universe and much smoother. And I was like, I already know all this because I read the crawl. Why didn't they just wait till now to like? Because nothing has shown up. The bird has not shown up yet. It's not like I had missed something.
No, and that's so Sydney Greenstreet plays Gutman, who I think we talked probably more about last time, but whatever. We don't have to keep comparing it to that. I know it's me that keeps doing it, and I'm sorry. He's fantastic in this. He's a year later. Both he and Peter Lorre are with Humphrey Bogart as characters in Casablanca in 1942. But he's awesome in this movie. He's got such a weird vibe, and that's I think the first meeting between him and Spade is when he gives the monologue. I think it's the first time they meet, or maybe it's the second time, because he's like, be straight with me this time. And he's like, okay, here's the Maltese Falcons deal. And it is, not only does it cover everything that's in that opening crawl, but it's so well performed that why wouldn't you want that to stand on its own? So I agree with you. If I had to nitpick this, perfect movie in my head, it would probably be like, take that out of there, because it's so off-putting. Like you said, I think you said this is the oldest movie you've seen. You don't watch a lot of black and white. You don't know if you've seen noirs before. So I feel like it's really, not that they were thinking of how people were going to watch it, 80 years later, but for someone just jumping in without a lot of context or background info, seeing a bunch of shit about basically like the Crusades and this like weird King of Spain agreement with the people of Malta, and then it like opens on detective's office, San Francisco, 1940s. You're like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah. I didn't mind it still, because like I said, it's brief, it's 15 seconds, and I was like, oh, this is going to be the thing they're trying to get the whole movie. You know what I mean? They're chasing after. Yeah. So I was like, it'll be good to know about this. But yeah, they just do it better a little later. I do like to, as soon as it ends, they do the thing where the sun comes in and you see the window that has the detective's names on it, and then it shines onto the floor. And I was like, that's the thing. They do that in these.
Yep. That is 100% the thing they do in these.
I was like, oh, I was like all excited. I'm watching a real noir. Look.
Yeah. You did the Leo meme from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You start snapping and pointing at the screen.
Oh, there it is.
At what point in history did they start moving credits to the end of the movie? Because the credits are at the beginning of this movie.
Yeah, it's that's a really interesting question. It kind of just does that up through, I don't know, the 60s, 50s are probably the last time it's happening. This is completely anecdotal. It's not like a forensic, investigation I've done or anything. It's just in my head. That feels about right.
Right.
Which is not the way to base it on this. Yeah. Right. It's a good movie. Like I'm really glad that you guys liked it. I think that's the thing that probably no longer holds the title, but this and a couple other movies around the same time period, around the same genre, ones that I've been trying to find a way to work them in to a month onto a theme for at least a year or two. As long as the pod's been going, I already loved this movie. I've been trying to make it happen. So I'm really glad it finally did happen, and I'm super glad that you guys dug it, because it would have hurt my soul so much to have another movie that I love be destroyed by my friends. So
I knew you liked this movie a lot.
Good.
And going into this movie, I was very much, and I usually don't let my judgments like affect how I watch a movie, but going into it, I was like, I don't think I'm going to like this movie at all. I was like, I really do not think I'm going to like this. And I was like, oh man, I can't believe I'm about to Mulholland Drive Ben again. It's all I could think. And when it first starts, like with the crawl and like, the first conversation, it's I wouldn't say it's slow, but I'm like, oh, I'm not like hooked yet. And I was like, oh no. But I got into it pretty quick. Like as soon as by the time the partner's dead, I was like, oh, okay, I got to know what's going on here.
Yeah.
And I ended up really enjoying this movie. It's a really well made movie.
Yeah, 100%.
I love that their little cast of characters is just so good. You know what I mean?
It's one thing I think about a lot with movies today, how everything gets broken into parts or gets turned into a 10-part miniseries or whatever, is that like, I like the kind of bittersweet feeling at the end of a movie that works really well. And it's like, oh man, I do want to spend more time with these characters, as opposed to like getting too much time with characters, and then not feeling that like sort of, oh man, I don't get to hang out with my friends anymore when the movie's over. And it's like, I mean, these people are, they're murdering and they're criminals and stuff. And probably, I think Sam's probably the one I'd least want to hang out with of most of the characters in this movie.
Yes. I think it helps because I don't think any of the murders actually happen on screen, right?
Right.
Almost none of the bad stuff really happens. Like there's some, they fight like physically a little bit here and there, but
it's basically a cutaway shot when Miles gets shot, you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
Yep.
technically see the ship captain die, but he stumbles into a room. You don't see him get shot, and he collapses on a couch. That's Walter Huston, by the way, as mentioned last time. He's John Huston, the director's father. And I don't know if it's apocryphal or whatever, but the story, one of the production stories of this movie is that John Huston made his dad repeatedly fall onto the couch and he told him to go harder and harder because he thought it was funny to make his dad, who was already pretty old at this point, fuck himself up on this stunt.
That's awesome.
The version that's in the movie is not that rough at all. So I imagine maybe that's like the first take, and then he just like hilariously made him do it 20 more times. Yeah. I like to think he just made him do it 20 more times after that for fun, for the shits and the giggles.
I feel like I don't know what it is about the characters that I like a lot. I think it's just that they're very unique. Like I feel like I can't compare them well to a character in another movie. And I feel like in most movies you can. You'd be like, oh, this character is kind of like, this one in this movie. But they're just, I don't know. And I love how fancy Gutman and Joel Cairo are.
I do love these fancy dudes. Their whole vibe is fantastic.
Yes. It's so
just
good.
It's just good stuff. It's just really good stuff.
They're also like matter of fact with each other too. Like the part where Gutman like poisons him basically, and he gets knocked out for several hours, and he's just like, "Oh well, yeah."
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't try to kill you. We just wanted a few hours head start.
Yeah.
He was like, he was just like, oh, we figured out where it was without you, so we figured we'd just leave you unconscious there and just get it and be on our way, save ourselves some money. Yeah, and he was like, oh, okay, yeah,
that checks out.
Makes sense. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, no, you know what? I'm not even mad. That totally makes sense to me. I'd have done the same thing, clearly.
Yeah, I mean, they could have just murdered him when they roofied him.
Yeah, they roofied him. I mean, Wilmer does kick him right in the face. But at that point, like you said, you're like, he doesn't even bring that up. I guess if you want to say it's in Sam's defense, he doesn't even mention that Wilmer kicked him in the face later. Because he's probably just like, yeah, you know what? I get that one.
If I were Wilmer, I would have kicked me in the face too.
Yeah, 100%. You know what? That one's on me.
I'm going to get him blamed for so many murders later, so I'm not even mad.
Yeah. Wilmer should have seen that coming. What a dumb guy.
Poor Wilmer.
Poor Wilmer. Okay. Well, yeah, we liked this movie a lot.
How long was this movie?
About 100 minutes. I think hour 40, almost on the dot, give or take.
Oh, okay. I feel like it went pretty quick. I don't remember. Yes. I remember it kind of flying.
Yeah, I think it does fly.
Oh, the scenes are so snappy.
Yeah, 100%. On a scale of 1 to 10. No. Well, yeah, you know what? Let's do 1 to 10 now. What if we just did that? Anytime we re-record an episode, it's on a scale of 1 to 10.
Oh, but now I don't know what to rate it.
Not 0 to 10. 1 is the 0 in this case, I guess.
What? That's too confusing.
I don't know. I'm looking at the Black Friday sales on Wayfair because I need a new coffee table, and I said 1 to 10. On a scale of 0.5 to 5 on any scale of your choosing, except for stars, and if bonus points if you remember what you did last time.
Oh, what did I do last time?
What would you give 1941's John Huston classic Maltese Falcon?
I need a minute. It's not enough objects in this. There's really only one.
I don't think we even used it last time.
We didn't. I'm almost positive.
I came up with a better one this time, so I will use a different one.
Okay, let me think.
Oh, I remember. Okay, I remember. I remember my thing. It's 4 out of 5 things that dreams are made of.
Oh, that is a good one.
That's what it was.
I'm gonna do 4 out of 5 forgotten dead partners.
Poor Miles. But if you could get his desk out of here and erase any instance of his existence, and also tell his wife to fuck off. I know her husband died 12 hours ago, but can we just like slam the door in her face extra hard just to like make a point about it?
I really want to rot you.
Yeah.
He's such a weird character. It's awesome.
He's so fucking weird.
He's such a dick. I love it.
Yeah. Like I said last time, I thought Greg especially you'd get a lot out of Sam's whole vibe because
Yeah.
I did.
yeah. I feel like, you know, just a guy who fucks with people and is like mad anytime he's remotely called on it. It feels like your kind of guy. That's all.
I feel like Sam is who I imagine myself on as my like on my best day. That's who I imagine myself as.
Yeah. You and Pinkertons in the 20s have that in common, I guess. Yeah, when I said I thought of a better one, I'm realizing now that it's just what Ray did, I guess. So never mind.
Oh.
It's okay. I'm trying to think of like what my favorite quote. Yeah. I mentioned last time that one of my favorite quotes in any movie. So this movie is a perfect 5 out of 5 times that you're slapped and you'll like you have to like, oh fuck, I fucked up the line, but you know what I mean. He slaps Joe Cairo and he says, when you're slapped, you'll take it and you'll like it.
Yes.
Yeah. So 5 out of 5 times that you are slapped in which you have to like it.
I like it.
Because it's every time. 5 out of 5 times.
That is not something he came up with on the fly. That's just something he clearly says regularly.
Yeah. He slaps someone and then tells them you have to like it. Don't complain about it when I slap you.
That's great.
You're gonna like it.
All right. Well, like I said, it's the day after Thanksgiving, so it's time for me to ask you some questions about Thanksgiving. And again, bonus points if you remember your answers from last time. Do we have any turkey takers? What's your takes on turkey? You guys like turkey?
I take turkey.
Yeah, the bird or the food?
Both. I like turkeys. Like I see them in my yard sometimes.
Yes.
I keep hoping I'll accidentally lock them in my fence back in the back, and they'll like have to live back there. Even though I think they could fly out, but it's a dream of mine that they'll just stay back there. And then I like to eat them on Thanksgiving. My mother-in-law makes really delicious turkey.
Great.
Yeah.
Right.
I like both. Yeah, animal food, good stuff. I think I mentioned last time there was a bit of drama on the town Facebook page because there's a turkey farm, and the people on Facebook were claiming that the turkeys that were visible from the roadside were show turkeys. They don't actually sell those turkeys. They only sell frozen turkey.
They're decoys.
You put the good turkeys in the front. Every roadside turkey salesman knows that.
Yeah. You put the hot turkeys up front to
Yes.
to trick the townsfolk.
Yeah, there was a couple of people complaining about that. They were like, "This is too provocative for my children." Everyone else is like,
Yeah.
"What?"
I am pretty sure if we drove by there now, there wouldn't be any turkeys out, which is kind of sad.
That's how you know. You went by yesterday morning and they
don't sell them.
Yeah, I like turkey and I like turkeys. We got a bunch. They showed up yesterday and I got to make a lot of jokes about you think they would have found a hiding place by now in like the work the equivalent of Slack at work. Everyone laughed. We all had a good time.
I've got a good story about a wild turkey.
Nice.
From my old job, there was a turkey that was kind of like hanging around the office, like outside of the office, obviously not inside the office. And one of my coworkers was coming in one day and the turkey was standing outside in front of the building. So he decided to try to take a funny picture with the turkey to like pretend like he was like shooting the turkey for Thanksgiving. But he was doing this right in front of the windows, which you can see out, but you can't see in. And there was like a board meeting going on with like all the board members, and they were all watching him like do this with the turkey.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yep.
That's so bad.
So that was good.
That is good. That is funny.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
But it sounds like he deserved it.
He was the butt of a joke usually, so it was all right.
Oh, there you go. All good then. Oh man. And then obviously my follow-up question, as you may remember from last time, what do you just gotta have on your Thanksgiving table?
Charisse.
Yeah.
And some kind of stuffing, usually with more charisse in it. Mashed potatoes too.
Yeah, mashed potatoes are my favorite thing on the table, but for me, it's not Thanksgiving unless there's cranberry sauce.
Oh my! She needs the cranberry sauce. She insists that it be shaped like a can.
Oh, you do the Ocean Spray jelly can stuff, or do you lean homemade?
Sauce. I make my own cranberry sauce. I'll have the canned stuff. All of it's good.
She makes her own and then she puts it in a can, so it comes out can shaped.
Alton Brown does that.
Uh-oh. Look out.
Yep.
Got your ass.
Uh-huh. Almost as good as Alton Brown.
Yeah, at least as good as Alton Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always a big mashed potatoes guy. Didn't have any this year. I love stuffing. Didn't have any this year. And I do like turkey. I guess I got to have a turkey there. I fought for that. The family wanted to do chicken this year, and I said, come on, we're in Massachusetts. Who are you kidding? We can't.
Oh, yeah, you won that one?
Yeah, I won. Anything else?
Nothing comes to mind. I think we did pretty good.
It's a
we
fake.
did do pretty good. It's a fake.
It's a fake.
I couldn't make that a noun last time, so that's why I didn't go with that again this time.
Yeah.
For my rating. Just couldn't make it a noun.
That's a tough one. You can't.
Sometimes you just can't make it a noun. Anyway. All right. Well, in that case, let's close this out. Thanks again to producer Craig, the bear robot guy who's recording this on via Discord. I'm going to immediately put this into the editing program that I use, so you'll know by tomorrow morning whether or not I managed to lose it between Craig and the computer that it is already on. Okay. You can find our stuff on Linktree. That's linktr.ee/late to the movies. And your guests today, again, we're Greg and Ray, returning champions from the last time we recorded Maltese Falcon, back again. Thanks for coming back.
Oh, anytime. I'm excited to do it a third time.
Of course.
Yeah. We're just polishing those takes. They'll be even better the next time we record, I think.
Gonna get better and better.
Yeah. I like to, they were just getting practice in. I don't release an episode until I'm positive that it's absolutely perfect. Every joke lands. There's no dead air, no stuttering. And so I feel like maybe we want to restart this.
Yeah, let's go one more.
Yeah, let's go one more again.
Go around again.
But let's close this episode out first. Thanks again for being on. Thanks for listening. And thanks for, you know what? I chickened out. I was going to do a Thanksgiving thing at the end there, but I don't know. I'm not feeling it anymore. I lost confidence in it halfway through the line. So I'll just say bye.
See ya.
Thanks, guys.
No problem. See ya.
See ya.